Would you play Hot to Go at the sex party?
Is that a Chaperone song?
Yeah.
YMCA. She stole that from YMCA.
Roll the opening. Hello! Welcome back to
What's Safeword?
I am.
I'm Mr. Christopher.
And today, welcome to our party.
We're having a... Can we do that on YouTube?
Well, no, we're not having a party on YouTube, but today we're talking about the ethics and the ins and outs of parties. You see, the contemporary iteration of party falls somewhere between an orgy and an all-out house music warehouse party where people are having way too much fun. And we've been to both.
So you're talking like a party rave.
Well, I mean, parties come in all ways, shapes, and forms, but the history of a sex party is actually pretty interesting.
There's a history of sex parties?
Oh, girl. The history of sex parties can actually be traced all the way back into the Bible.
Sodom and Gomorrah!
Oh, so now you know who we're talking about.
Yes!
In religious texts, men who were capable of supporting more than one wife were free and welcome to partake in polyamory, and we even saw it in ancient Egypt where they had fertility festivals, as well as ancient Greece where an orgy was just a normal Tuesday night. And we also have the Greeks to thank for the word orgy because it refers to orgia, which was the secret rites of ancient Greek mystery cults, such as the Dionysian Mysteries and the cult of Cybele, which of course aimed above all else to create an ecstatic union of the divine.
And divine was it?
No.
Filth are my politics, filth is my life.
And even during the jazz age of the roaring 20s, we had these parties that were called petting parties, which were comfy spaces that were regularly sex positive and for mingling and more. Fast forward a few more years, and now we have sex parties.
And puppies.
Okay, you're messing my hair. Stop.
I'm petting.
No, stop. So we split this episode up into 3 different categories: how to prep, how to get into a headspace once you're at the party, and how to successfully have a wonderful, fun, good time at the sex party.
So we asked you on Twitter your go-to tips for going to a sex party.
And this first chunk here is going to be how to prep for the party, whether you're an attendee or someone throwing it. And of course, Rave Cowboy, sounds like you're already ready to party, asks the perfect question, which is, where do you even begin to find one, actually? Lol. I mean, where did you find your first sex party?
Through friends.
Through friends. And how many sex parties would you say you've been to in your life? Don't think too hard. Do you need my hands as well?
Don't move.
Between me and Daddy, we've got probably a good chunk of sex party etiquette and experience under our belt. But most of the time, it's really just finding it through word of mouth and friends that you've met or online through spaces that you share.
I'm share, bitch.
Most sex parties are invite only. So it's usually someone's throwing it in their house with a group of friends that they want to have sexy times with.
You can find Facebook groups through like-minded leather peeps. You can go to munches in person to kind of feel the vibe of people, and usually you'll get invited to parties that match your vibe. There's even websites like FetLife, which is not perfect, but is a great place to find stuff. And I've even heard of like swinging websites for like swingers to find parties. So it's good to keep in mind that the vibe of the party will match what you're looking for, because sex party comes in all ways, shapes, forms, sizes, and types.
And usually a sex party goes with the theme of whatever the host wants.
Yeah.
Hang around with sexually adventurous people.
And you'll find the sex party for you. Next question. I really like this next one from Skylar that says, should I bring the host a hosting gift? Have you ever brought a gift to the party?
Actually, I have. Sometimes I will bring a bottle of alcohol. Sometimes I'll bring a bottle of lube that I intend to leave there.
Sometimes we bring a boy that's for everyone to have fun with.
Exactly. That's the ultimate gift.
Expected gifts? No. But if you would like to get invited back, it's nice to smooze the house guests as well as the host.
First impressions do make a difference.
So do you enter the room with your butt first, or?
Sometimes. That can help.
Purse first.
But I always go through the rear entrance.
Get out through the rear. Get out. The window's right there. Have you ever had to escape a sex party or like had an emergency happen at the party?
I've never had to escape, but I have wanted to leave and make an Irish exit.
It's always good to be prepared and know where the exits are, but also to have everything you need. So this next tip from Artemis hits home that says, don't overplan things, let things happen naturally. You can have a general idea of what you're going to do, but don't try to schedule every single minute. So like, how do you plan for the party?
Yeah, so you plan and decide what you're gonna do. Are you gonna top or bottom or switch? So if you're gonna bottom, be prepared for bottoming. If you're gonna top, be prepared to top. And if you're gonna switch, be prepared to do both.
Groundbreaking.
If you're attending, I always bring a little go bag. Like, I bring my own lube because I'm particular, and sometimes people are allergic to certain types of lube. I'll usually bring like a snack because some people get hungry. And I'll always bring like a nice harness or an outfit or like something I can change into, but it's also something extra just in case someone's wearing the same outfit. You never want to be seen in the same outfit.
Yeah, but don't wear overly complicated outfits, like with lots of buckles that might cut people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So be mindful and demure about what you wear.
Very demure, very mindful.
And also read the rules of the party too. That's gonna be very important, especially as an attendee. Well, Daddy, why don't you do the honors and show everyone what we'd wear to the sex party?
Fine.
Much better. And simple. I like to go simple, something that's cute, but that you can like grab onto in the back, and it's flagging. I'm showing people what I like as well with my bondage.
You can grab onto it. Also, you can use this to wipe up and clean up messes.
The harness, not the hanky. Though, the next comment from Robbie is also very pertinent because it says, bring your own towel to sit on, snacks for aftercare, consent, condoms, and curiosity.
Yeah, always be careful when you're at a sex party and your butt is uncovered and you sit down on a chair, especially like hotel room chairs. A lot of them have those fabrics that'll just put a print in your ass and make it waffle. Not pretty.
True, although I want to zone in condoms.
Condoms.
Condoms, Rose. Condoms, condoms, condoms.
Bring whatever safer sex options and items that you need. I'm on PrEP, I use DoxyPep. Sometimes I use condoms, depending on the person, but I know the risks because I am risk aware.
And tested.
Yeah, and get tested. Yeah, get tested. I always like to get tested before a long event weekend, or especially before a sex party, and just making sure I'm aware of my body after as well. What about if you're the host? How do you prep for the sex party? What are some tips?
Usually the host should provide safe places for people to have sex, i.e. slings, or put down a play sheet over bed so that couches and stuff don't get ruined. Mm-hmm. Music, ambiance, lighting, not too bright, not too dark, and sometimes snacks and hydration.
For snacks, I would say make sure you keep it light to begin with, but I do know sex party hosts who do have like a little bit of a smorgasbord after or like mid sex party going so that people that have had their fun can get their fill after as well.
Yeah, this is not the time for Chipotle.
Do you want to say that again?
What?
Did you say Chipotle?
Yeah.
Do you want to say Chipotle? You said Chipotle.
Chipotle.
But yeah, that's not how you say that.
Yeah, this isn't the time for Chipotle. What?
And it's also maybe not the time for like your favorite pop girly anthem Taylor Swift playlist. Like, what would you play at a sex party?
I do more ambient, more something with a little bit of a beat, but not lyrics.
So are you playing Enya?
No, but like Enigma, some chanting is okay.
Honestly, go on Spotify. There are sex party playlists that are pretty good too.
See, there you go. Alexa, play sex party playlist.
This is Ninja Sex Party from Spotify.
Ninja Sex Party, I love them.
Is this what the turtles have sex to?
No, you know the 10-minute power hour people that I always reference?
Oh.
That's them. Oh, copyright claims, cut off. Or how about Giant British Pup who says, deep clean 2 hours before the party, then 30 minutes before the party touch-ups. Trapped water inside is the bane of my existence. Prepping as the bottom for a sex party can be tough. Make sure that your diet the day beforehand or leading up to is good. Be regular with your fiber, but avoid spicy foods, avoid anything that's gonna upset your stomach, or milks. How do you usually prep?
I will clean out an hour before and then 10 minutes before I leave.
It really depends on the depth of play that you're getting into, but I usually clean out a few hours beforehand, might take an Imodium or two. 10? And then spot check before I head out.
Don't go too deep and try to get all the water out. Go until it all comes out.
Ew. And as far as this last question in the prepping category, I like Bear Scare Beauty says, showers are not optional.
That being said, yes, be clean, have good hygiene.
Yeah, Gene.
But colognes and anything very perfumey, don't wear to a sex club.
Stop wearing Axe body spray. I've had people that have been asked to either shower or leave because their perfumes were too much at a party.
Axe body spray is the worst.
Just clean your body. Okay, we're all prepped, we're ready to go. If we're hosting, everything's ready. If we're attending, we're not texting the host 30 minutes beforehand asking if they need something.
Yeah,
Don't.
always do that the day before, because your host is probably running around like crazy getting last minute details done.
And let's say you can't make it all of a sudden, let your host know as well. If you want to be invited on that guest list every time, be a good guest.
And there may be only room for a certain number of people, and if you can't attend, they might want to invite someone else.
Yeah. So we've prepped. Part 2 of a sex party is getting into the headspace once you get to the party. What is the first step you usually do when you get to a party?
I'm here!
You just scream, I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then it just, bam, party starts. I played Kinks, let's get the party started.
That would be a terrible sex party.
Do you know what would help you relax at a sex party?
Well, getting a little elevated.
With today's sponsor, VIIA HEMP.
Who's making sure we not only are getting sensual online, but also offline, because they ship to you right to your door. No questions asked, discreetly, so long as you're over the proper legal age. Now, VIIA is the perfect way for me to get into a headspace, but not only do they help you chill out and relax, they've got different options.
VIIA is also well known for their premium THCA flowers, keeping them free from harsh pesticides or nasty chemicals. With their THC-free gummies and vapes, as well as soothing topicals and calming drops, VIIA's got something perfect for everybody.
VIIA has developed a unique blend of pleasure-enhancing cannabinoids, libido-strengthening herbs, and low doses of CBD into one mind-blowing gummy called High Love. The products have great flavors and are made with vegan and organic ingredients, and their best-selling High Love will not only heighten your senses, but will also increase your sexual pleasure in the bedroom. If you're 21 and up, it is the only lifestyle hemp brand. Whether you want to get better sleep, ease anxiety, enhance your mood, or just get a little elevated, they also have zero THC products just in case. So check out VIIA in the link down below at VIIAHemp.com, and you will get 15% off with offer code WATTS, as well as a wonderful mood. So thank you again, VIIA Hemp. Check them out in the link down below. Let them know that we sent you, and hopefully they get you in the right mood for a lovely little sex party.
Absolutely.
What is the first step you usually do when you get to a party?
What I do is change into something sexy, have a little conversations with some of the people there, and kind of suss out who I want to play with.
Yeah, a good sex party I think has an icebreaker moment at the beginning, around maybe some nice drinks and snacks, but a place where people can also change is very helpful. We know people that have like an IKEA cubbyhole pattern, like in their garage or like their changing space, but we also know people that just like give you plastic bags and markers to like put all your stuff in, put it to the side for later.
And pile on their bed.
Yeah.
And just mark your name on it.
But as soon as you get there, this point of respecting the host, especially if it's their home, hits close to home.
Yeah, and respect their neighbors too. So they may be trying to do this on the QT, so don't be very blatantly running up the driveway in your jockstrap going, I'm here!
Sorry, did you not just say that?
Yeah.
That's what you
I do it after I get through the door.
So the after party, I'm going!
I'm going!
Just run away.
Thanks for the loads!
Bye. Oh, it's too, oof.
Loads of fun!
Getting to the right headspace as you get there does include getting into the right gear, but also, I know some parties that do this, and let me know what you think. From Joel, who says, I went to a sex party and they had wristbands or different colored cups, like red meaning not interested in sex, just talk, yellow meaning ask first, and green meaning touch me however you want. That put me at ease being at the party, so I didn't feel pressure to do things that I didn't want to.
Yeah, I like that. Here's the thing. I've also been to parties where they had 17 different colors.
Yeah, and
Don't
like
get
little wristbands.
Yeah, don't get too complicated.
I've seen parties where like different colored cups, you know, with your name on it, which can work. I've seen people that have like glowing wristbands or like those little like wristbands for events. I'm of the mindset of don't overplan. If you're doing something bigger and grander, yeah, that can help. Or hanky colors, because like it's a general crowd. But if you're doing something smaller and a little bit more intimate, I'm hoping that you're at least curating that guest list, that it's people that'll get along.
Right.
Like putting together the perfect guest list for a sex party is a skill. As a party goer, please never feel forced or pressured into doing something you're not ready for or comfortable with. Everybody kind of goes to a party with like a, I'm open to insert thing, this, or these people, but don't have a fucking like Bridgerton dance card, please.
And know that when you're getting there and arriving, other people are nervous as well until the action starts happening. Lots of people are calculating in their head, what is going on? Who should I be talking to?
So that leads to the next tip really nicely, actually, from Art, who says, how do you approach someone who you don't know but would like to get to know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge? Wink, wink.
Go
nudge.
up and talk to them.
Is this a good way to do it? Hey, hi.
No, don't be annoying.
You're so sexy. Would you like to have sex later? I'm good. Oh, what are you drinking over there? Did you have some of the hors d'oeuvres?
Start with small talk, not poking and prodding like that, and get to know them a little bit.
I would say during that icebreaker moment when everyone's getting ready, like make some nice eye contact, have some curious questions going on. If they're wearing something like, oh, I noticed there's a red piping on here. What are you doing here at the party? Are you looking for a little bit of helping hands? Especially when you're getting involved and trying to get into that right headspace as you get there, it can be intimidating, it can be daunting, but try not to think too hard about it. I find that when I'm not overthinking it is when I find some really nice, very organic chats that happen and some really fun play, hopefully that follows up.
It's like finding a partner. You'll find it when you stop looking.
Oddly enough, if you're looking to get into a good headspace before the party really gets started, helping to set up the party and offering your help to the host is really, really good and lets you get the lay of the land and maybe even find the best places to have fun before the party even starts.
You can get the best sling just for you.
Do the bartending, help with the hors d'oeuvres, become an hors d'oeuvre. I've been to a party where they had like that sushi on a body.
Yes, they put a naked body and then they put food on them.
You seem very unimpressed.
No.
As an option.
What do you call it? A trope? Yeah, it's
a trope.
Yeah.
And the last point I want to include in this little chunk is from Marco, who says, don't get blackout drunk. It's not that kind of party.
Actually, don't imbibe on any drugs too much.
Don't come to the party too zooted, and definitely do not drink too much before the party even gets started. That is one way to get on the do not invite list.
And you don't want to be messy at a sex party.
Especially if it's not a gunge play party. That's the only kind of messy you should be getting. Speaking of messes, shit does happen. Make sure you have a space for people at the party if something bad does happen, to like clean or spot check or just chill. I love if you have like a chill room for people to breathe.
Without shaming them about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen people who have had a little bit of an accident at a party, and beyond just being prepped for that as a host, the host, without missing a beat, kind of comes over, brings them on in, politely like guides them towards the bathroom and just starts like chatting with other people, kind of misdirecting from what's happening. That is a good host. Be respectful, be conscientious, prepare for the worst, and you'll get the best.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Well, I mean, prepare for bad things.
No.
No, you want to be prepared.
Okay, fine.
As my favorite villain always said, be prepared. Name that villain. It's a Disney villain.
A Disney garçon.
Who?
The Beast.
Gaston?
Gaston. I don't know.
It's party time! Whoop, 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 whoop. The ice breaking is over. You are now entering the sex space, or maybe they've like turned down the lights and the room vibe has changed. It's time to party. What do you do now?
Get to it.
Grab someone and have sex.
Hopefully you've paired off with someone you like, or there's a group of people that want you to join.
And this is the tip, or I guess tips from multiple people talking about consent. Consent, consent, consent. Ask for consent. It's sexy. Consent is key at all times, but you can also say no, and consent can change that party. You can always take consent back.
And usually at a sex party, there is a bit of implied consent.
Sure, let's talk about that. You
Yeah.
have already stepped in the door, you've already gotten changed, you've already had some back and forth. You are consenting to a degree to some sort of sexual activities or like sexy times by being there.
Yeah, this is not the time to get your feathers ruffled because you see naked people.
And again, read the rules of the party that you're going to begin with so you at least know what is expected to a degree.
Right.
Of course, you don't have to do everything at the party, but there's nothing more disheartening than somebody like getting to the party and being like, oh, this isn't cute enough, and then like leaving. Like that's so disrespectful.
And when you have a bunch of people in a room having sex, you're going to be touched. If it's by someone you don't want to be touched by after they've touched you, you can politely say, oh, I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
But don't be mean about it and don't be like, yeah, you didn't consent to that.
But let's talk about navigating consent of the party and finding someone to play with. Like, how do you find that person? How do you cruise properly?
Usually you can get a vibe. They will reciprocate the vibe that you're giving them. So a little small talk and then just touching them just a little bit and see if they respond back.
So let's pretend like I'm talking with someone over here and you're interested in me.
Hey, pay attention to me.
No, thank you.
Fine. Hey, sexy.
Oh, hi. Oh, one second. How are you doing? Oh, hello. How are
I'm
you
good.
doing?
Mwah.
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 Yeah, blah, blah, small talk, updates. Actually, I'm gonna play with this person real quick, but can I circle back and find you later?
Sure, what would you be in the mood for?
Insert position, sex, and time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll meet you back here in half an hour.
Cruising is awkward for some people, and I get that, but that's part of the negotiation, that's part of the party. And you can say no, but you can also tell someone, hey, I'm actually gonna go do something. I would love to find you later. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with also politely being like, I've already got my fill. Be honest with the people as you're having conversations in the sexy playtime parts.
I was just recently at a sex party and I started, and it was a fisting party. I started with the guy with the biggest hands there. Big mistake.
Huge.
Huge.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
So I had to politely say, okay, that's my limit. And I moved on to someone with smaller hands. And he was not offended by that. But by the end of the party, I circled back to him and it was lovely.
Or how about this tip from Pup Sora of don't call dibs on people at a sex party.
Could you imagine walking in and go, shotgun?
Actually, calling dibs.
Dibs.
If you come with someone at a party, let's say, because we go to parties all the time together,
Ditch them right away.
it's like a field trip. Having a buddy is very helpful. We check in with each other.
Having a wingman helps.
But we also know when to disengage. And we also have like our little safe words or code words, meaning like, hey, I'm trying to get some action over here, or hey, it's time to go. Maybe, well. What about sex with friends at parties? Because I've had a conversation with a number of Kinksters that have different opinions on that.
That is a personal choice. There are some friends I don't want to have sex with because it would ruin the friendship. There are other friends I think that would kind of be fun with.
Just make sure that you're on that right wavelength with those
Yeah,
friends, okay?
and-
Don't ruin the friendship.
I mean, if they're on a page that you're not, just say, hey, I don't want to ruin our friendship.
Yeah, being honest about stuff is very helpful at sex parties. This next one hits home because I'm a very shy, awkward boy sometimes, from Taste the Rain Beans, who says, I recently had a convo with a friend who I only just found out was more of a wallflower, not a voyeur. This one hits home because I've heard people were like kicked out from watching and being a little too creepy with their wallflowering. I'm nervous, I'm awkward sometimes, but even I know not to like creep and like, you know, ooh, what are they doing over there? People are having scenes at these parties. And if I'm not part of that scene and they're not asking for an audience, there's a difference between being kind of shy and awkward and being a little too creepy and voyeuristic.
Yeah, because it can be unnerving to a person in a sling who's trying to connect with the top if you're just standing over there staring.
Make sure that you're circulating in the party, like see other people and let other people see you if you're looking for some fun. But also, if you're feeling a little too nervous, that's where you might just need to get some air, maybe grab a snack, change your zone and change your ambience and environment, and you might feel a little bit more comfortable.
And to that, be respectful of other people's scenes. Sometimes having another person join is warranted, and sometimes it's not. So always catch the eye of someone and ask. And sometimes I just do it like, do you want me to join? And if they go no, walk away. If they're like, yeah, bring it. Come on in and join.
That's where being flexible of this kind of party atmosphere is really helpful. But again, make sure you read the body language and the cues of people, and it's gonna help you be a little bit more respectful and conscientious of your other party goers as well.
Don't go up and say, do I have your consent to join you?
Mood killed. Like I've literally been at a sexy fun time party making out with someone that I'm like having the hots for, and then out of nowhere a third person just comes in and tries to like join the makeout session.
Right, no, don't push yourself into somebody else's makeout.
They got a real quick do not invite the next time by the host of that party because they saw it happen.
Sure.
Like you gotta be a respectful party goer.
Get eye contact first and see if you're wanted.
Yeah, and if I'm over here making out with someone, you're not getting my eye contact, that's for damn sure. Pup Colby asked a really funny question, actually. Is it acceptable to go if you're only going for oral play?
Yes. Actually, lots of people love. So yeah, you may be very wanted and popular.
Again, read the vibe of the party. If you're a good party host, you'll have like general rules, or if it's a theme, like you'll have like, here's what you should wear. But if you're only looking for one kind of play, let people know, or find the glory hole if that's what if that's what you're looking for. Be the glory hole you want to see in the world.
Absolutely.
That said, there are kinds of actions and things that might not always be acceptable at a sex party. If it's a room of people getting down and dirty, mingling, maybe don't pull out the bullwhip and start doing that in the middle of a crowd of people.
If your kink is farting, it may not be everyone else's.
Why is that where you go with it? Why is that where you go with it?
Guess.
Oh my God, this next one from Trouble. Don't stand in a corner on your damn phone. Participate or leave.
A, you shouldn't have your phone at all.
Sorry. Is this disruptive? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You shouldn't have your phone in an orgy at all. Because people,
yeah?
it shows you're not interested in being where you are. You'd rather be interested on your phone. If you have to get on your phone, go outside to the other room.
Participate or leave. Feels a little aggressive. Like there's definitely some gray area in there where you maybe go grab a snack or get like breather. But also I've gone to sex parties where I was feeling the vibe and then I'm not really feeling the vibe. And instead of like just participating or leave, I actually helped out with the bar and I started bartending. And I ended up to the point where like I was having nice conversations with people as I was just like getting them some ice or refilling drinks, that I did find some play.
See?
Though then later on people were trying to find me and they were like, can you make me a Jack and Coke please? And I said, no, I'm currently busy.
Yeah, sex parties generally aren't a place for you to go just voyeur. Sex parties are usually more for audience participation.
JD the slut. I bet you get around and have been to a number of sex parties.
I bet JD knows his sex parties.
Says, my tip, we're all there for fun, not to find the love connection. Kudos if that happens. So don't wait for the perfect match to come along. There's almost like this buyer's remorse for some people when they go to the party, as if like they didn't have the hottest guy, therefore they did not have a good time, and that's a terrible mindset to have for a sex party.
Be open to trying everything.
Or just new things. I think that having that, I'm gonna wait for the hottest and only person that that's a bad mindset. And it's also gonna block you off from making some wonderful connections. No, we're not at the sex party to find love in a hopeless place.
Wow.
Let's be honest, on.
That's a hopeless place.
No.
Orgies are hopeless
No, they're not
places.
hopeless places. I was making a Rihanna reference. We're here for the S, N, am.
And just because you have casual sex with someone at a sex party doesn't mean they want to date you.
It can sometimes feel daunting when you see a bunch of other people who look like they're doing it perfectly or have done this a million times. Like, how do you navigate scene to scene or just around a room?
Usually there are going to be little sections, like probably a sling, maybe a bed, maybe a couch, maybe two slings. So there are going to be better pieces of equipment. Don't be in one too long, and start out in one that you're comfortable.
Oh yeah, don't be a sling lizard.
Yeah.
Don't be the person who just gets in a sling and sits there and like watches people expecting to have play. That's so daunting for anyone trying to just get in the party, but also they might think that you're waiting for someone specific.
And don't dominate just the best piece of equipment in the room. You let other ones use it. It's like being at a gym and letting other people use the workout bench.
Sharing is caring.
Yes.
It can be fun with 2 Fs. And I think this last question might be important and helpful to a lot of people. It comes from NYC Boy Lover, who says, how do you get out of your head? I feel imposter syndrome.
That happens a lot. And like I said, at the beginning, everyone else in the room is feeling the same way. So remember that. Think of them with their clothes off. That helps.
Well, hopefully they take their clothes off eventually if you're at that party.
And then they will.
Put yourself in your best headspace possible, which includes maybe throughout the entire day, like getting to the proper headspace, having a jam playlist to get you pumped up, or maybe having your favorite piece of gear on. If you're a type that doesn't like being seen or you don't want your face, put on a hood. Maybe you need a little anonymity and that comes with some gear.
Go there with no expectations. If sex doesn't happen for you, be okay with that.
And keep in mind, everybody starts somewhere. So if you're feeling imposter syndrome, you just gotta get out of that imposter.
And no, they all went to their first sex party too and probably felt the same way.
Yes. But all that content to say, we are all just looking for human connections. And sex parties can be fun extracurriculars. Don't think too much about it. Don't think too hard. Set yourself up to just have a fun time and treat people with respect at these things.
And sex parties aren't a requirement for your life. They're only fun if you want to enjoy them.
If you have a hard time finding them in your area, get online. Find people, put yourself out there, but also go to in-person events, maybe of like a munch type where you're meeting people face to face with their clothes on, and you'll find sex parties might follow if that's the kind of vibe you're looking for. And whether you're throwing or attending, always have a safe word because it's important to know the house rule, the house safe word, or just the house words that you need to know to stop a scene. Today's safe word is caca! Terrible safe word. Honestly, red or stop.
It would stop the scene, though.
Well, would it?
Caca! It would get everyone's attention.
Again, don't ruin the party for everyone else.
I don't listen to my own advice.
I know. Thank you guys for watching today, leaving your tips, and just partaking in our little conversation.
And if you want to leave us a like you would like to come to our sex parties, hit the like button.
Make sure that you leave a comment down below of any other tips that we might have forgotten.
And ring that bell if you like ringing bells.
And we will see you all next time. Bye! Who would be like your dream guest to come to a sex party you're throwing?
Dream guest. Ooh.
Grace Jones.
Do you want to have sex with Grace Jones?
I didn't say I want to have sex with her. I want to have her at the party though, because I think she would bring some really cool energy.
All right. Hugh Jackman.
You want to have sex with Hugh Jackman?
Absolutely. You don't?
Okay.